Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we dive deep into the world of business. Today we're cracking open the latest annual report from the M SMUCKER Company. I know, the name sounds like a sweet, simple brand, but trust me, this report has a few unexpected surprises. We'll see if their sales growth is as smooth as their peanut butter, or if they're facing some sticky situations. This year, Smucker saw both growth and a few major write-downs. Let's understand how Hostess is doing exactly what is management thinking and whether or not it's all jiffing good. If you're on the hunt for clear financial analysis, be sure to subscribe for more and swing by our Discord community, link down below to discuss your thoughts. Scroll April 30, 2025, M SMUCKER Co first, the big picture. For the year ended April 30th, 2025, Smucker's net sales were $8.7 billion. Their gross profit stood at $3.3 billion. But here's where it gets interesting. They had a massive operating loss of $673.9 million because this number includes a large pre-tax non-cash write-down. To get a clearer view of their ongoing operations, it helps to look at what they call adjusted numbers, which exclude some of these one-time impacts. Their adjusted operating income painted a brighter picture at $1.8 billion. Adjusted income, however, was a more modest $1.87 billion. So while sales kept growing, profits were harder to come by. Breaking down the sales numbers, overall, net sales increased, driven by price increases for lots of their foods. However, the consumers bought less of their products in general, but they were willing to pay more. It remains to be seen if that's sustainable when consumer wallets are strained. Here's a potential pressure point. 33% of their sales come from Walmart. Losing Walmart as a customer would be a major blow. Maintaining good relationships with their biggest customers is key. Now let's get into the segments. The Sweet Baked Snacks division, which includes Hostess, needs some unpacking. The revenue number for the Sweet Baked Snacks division comes in at $1.7 billion for 2025. But this positive note is overshadowed by significant problems. They posted massive write-downs, $74 million to goodwill and $208.2 million for Dolsic, to suggest they overpaid for Hostess or that the brand and its future profitability are not what they initially hoped. And their own analysis reveals this pain continued to face execution challenges from a distribution, merchandising, and competitive standpoint, which resulted in lost market share. So things aren't working well in Hostess's distribution and management. The US retail coffee segment also faces challenges. They anticipate green coffee prices will be challenging because of global supply chain issues. Since coffee is at $3.17 billion in sales and they can only partially hedge it, this is quite relevant for their profits. Another thing to watch are the volatile inputs. Since they mark to market all of their derivatives, they might have earnings volatility, even though it is economically hedged. Moving away from pure financials, let's look at how they treat their workforce. They seem committed to safety, with numbers around half of the industry average. This is great and means that workers are generally safe in the factory. Beyond workplace safety, they also do lots of employee training. Now back to those concerning Sweet Baked Snacks market numbers. Let's dive in. During 2025, there has been a continuing worry for this part of the business and the Voortman trademark. Remember what we said happened to Hostess Sweet Baked Snacks goodwill? The final write-down was so bad that analysts estimate this asset will continue to be monitored for impairment charges even now. Additionally, the planned closure of a facility in Indianapolis and the integration of Hostess into overall operations by early 2026 means these numbers should hopefully improve. This likely results from the challenges that they outlined previously in the report. They identify natural disasters as another potential risk for the US retail pet food segment. In January, their plant was shut down because of weather, which shows the risks of tornadoes or wildfires. Managing these sites remains very critical for this reason. On a lighter note, in a world of scandals, it's at least good to see that they've been noted as one of the world's most ethical companies. And a word on cybersecurity, the company says they monitor, prevent, and fix security risks on their data, but there are no guarantees and they have not seen anything severe. So, in conclusion, assessing Smucker's direction requires considering what actions will happen at the Hostess branch. The company will need to address those challenges and grow profitability overall, while managing risks from commodity prices and heavy retail customer concentration if it wants to meet its goals. The financial structure is stretched Alright, that's our look at SMUCKER's annual report. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments and like if you thought this was valuable, and subscribe if you are hungry for more insights like this so you don't miss out on all of our content. Also, make sure to check out the Discord in the description to talk about your thoughts. Thanks for watching. See you next time.